Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into the Thor The Mighty Avenger Sword Spike Thor action figure set by Hasbro. This set was first released in March of 2011, and I found the set at a Target a day before the official release date on March 28th, for selling for $8. Now, taking a look at the Sword Spike Thor in the package, you can see the figure here. The likeness is actually pretty good there, and you can see the references to the comic version of Thor. This is of course the movie version of Thor, but the references to the comic version of Thor, you have the 6 plates on the armor, you have the red cape, a tinge of blue in there, and of course the red here to reference his wrist guards in the comics. It's kind of neat. Of course you have the requisite hammer here, and you have the hidden sword spike in this sword here. Kind of interesting to note that the Avengers Assemble logos on previous Marvel figures has changed, and now it's a movified version of the Avengers Assembled logo. You have the movie Iron Man, movie Cap, and movie Thor on there, which is kind of cool. And also, interesting note, it has Marvel Studios on top of that Thor logo. Now, this figure is number 2 in the Thor Mighty Avenger line. Taking a look here at the back of the package, you can see a description of Thor there, and a picture of Thor wielding both the hammer and the sword there, and you press the button to reveal the hidden sword spike. And down below we have the other figures. It looks like from the first wave of Thor The Mighty Avenger line. We have Shield Bash Marvel's Odin, Lightning Clash Thor, and Secret Strike Loki. Now, before we get into the figure out of the package, I do have one comment, and that's related to these oversized weapons and swords. Looks like Odin's got a shield, a big sword here, and a big sword for Loki as well. A lot of folks have been really saying negative stuff about these weapons, that it's just a waste of plastic, just really unnecessary, should never be included. They should the money, I guess, should have been spent on something else on the figure, but I really have to disagree. A lot of folks that are making these comments are adult collectors, and the adult collector is not the only demographic for this toy. It does say ages 4 and up, and Munchkin number 2 is 5 years old, and he loves this sword. So I really don't believe that this sword here, or shield, or any of the oversized weapons should be included, or the comments I think are wrong where they say it should not be included, because like I said, it's not just for the adult collectors. This is a wide range demographic, and Munchkin number 2 loves these things. So, but anyways, we'll be right back and have the Sword Spike Thor out of the package. Okay, we're back, and we have the Sword Spike Thor out of the package, and we'll go ahead and take a look at the accessories first. First up, we have the oversized sword here, which is actually kind of neat. I like the gimmick on this one, and it's a good thing the gimmick is on the accessory and not the figure. And this sword reveals a spike when you press the button here. You just press the button here, and the blade splits, and you have this bluish spike on here. And the spike is removable, as well as the blades on there. The blades are not glued in, they're just tabbed in there. So that's kind of neat on there. And you got the handle here. And I haven't tried it on the figure. I'm pretty sure it'll fit on there. Yeah, it fits alright. Next thing we'll take a look at is the hammer. Millionaire. I can never pronounce the name of the hammer there, and it's actually a nice representation of the hammer there. Although looks like no, it's not the factory. It's actually part of the hammer on here on this line on there. So that's kind of interesting. No inscription on here, and I don't know if there will be an inscription in the movie or not. The handle here is made of a bendable type of plastic there, and it's unpainted on the handle. And then you have the strap here for him to swing the hammer to create either a vortex or for him to throw, and to have him hold on to it. That's his method of flight in the comics. He's throwing his hammer and holding on to the hammer on there. It's actually kind of neat. I really like the design of the hammer. It's not too large, not too small. Although I'm not too sure what the lines are on the bottom. I thought that was a factory defect, but it doesn't look like on there. Now on to the Thor figure here, and you can see that the cape here just comes off rather easily. It doesn't seem to be tabbed in too well. Either that or I think it's the formation of the cape and the angle of the peg that prevents it from staying on very well. It's very easy to come off. But once you have it on there, it's alright, but the slightest nudge on there will knock the cape off the figure. And take a look at some more details of the figure. It's a little thick on the plastic, and it's fairly straight. Would have been cooler if it was bent out on there, or curved around, or whatever. So, but taking a look at the figure here, you can see this figure of Thor. Look how the likeness is actually pretty good. I like it quite a bit. One thing I noticed about the figures I was going through the pegs on the Thors, I thought it was a scratch on the face here, but it seems most Thors have this scratch on the right cheek, and I don't know if that's a movie thing or not, if he gets a scar on his cheek or not. But most of the Thor figures have this tiny line on the right cheek there. So I found that kind of interesting. But taking a look at this sculpt, I really love this sculpt on this figure. It's just nicely detailed and very well painted to boot on there. It's just very clean on there, very surprising on there. So it's not like the Iron Man 2 figure line where you just had a lot of mispaints on the paint application. But this one is actually very, very clean. I really like it. And I also like the design. And as I mentioned in the earlier segment, the nods to the comic Thor. And it's not just the classic Thor, but the modern Thor as well. I forgot to note that the arms here have the sort of a scale mail pattern on the armor there, which is a nod to the modern version of Thor. And I did mention the reference to the red on the arm guards, and I did not notice it until I got it out of the package, but the red overflows on the top of the wrist guards or arm guards in there, which is really, really cool. So it's really a nod to the comic Thor, because his wrist guards were a combination of red, black, and red on the arm guard. And this one's here is of course dark gray, but it's still cool nod to the comic armor, comic version of Thor, of classic Thor on there. And of course you got the 6 plates on there, just very well painted on there. And you got a tinge of blue underneath, which is kind of cool. And because his on the classic Thor was a kind of a tinge of blue on mostly black on there. I forgot to mention he's got the knee flares on here, which is kind of cool on there. Got bits of red there. Very, very cool. I really like this figure here. The only issues I have with the figure really are the cape. It just doesn't stay on too well. And the eyes on this particular Thor are looking upwards. I don't know if this is the best looking Thor I could find on the pegs, and his eyes are looking upward here. So, but still a cool figure. I really like it. Going over the articulation, the head is on a ball hinge joint, so you can look down quite a ways and upwards as well, even though he's got the hair at the edge of the neck there. So you can also, of course, go all the way around. The arms go all the way around here, and they do go out that far and in. Unfortunately, no bicep swivel. That would have been nice to have on this figure. The arms at the elbows bend on a hinge joint here, and they do rotate, but not all the way around, because there's the elbow here that prevents it from going all the way around. The hands go all the way around at the wrist on there. And the torso joint is actually a nice range of motion. It can go down, up, and back, and of course all the way around, and of course side to side, which is cool on there. We can really have them liquid posing upwards like that. Unfortunately, with the cape, it prevents with the cape on, it prevents some of that articulation. No waist articulation, and another gripe I have with the figure is the articulation at the hips. These overhangs here just really prevent a lot of the posability on the legs. Yeah, because they just get in the way. If they had shaved that off a little bit, that would have been, I think, more than enough for it to be able to pose decently. But with these overhangs here, it's really hard to pose the figure's legs. And the range of motion is quite limited. That's about as far out as it'll go, about far up as it'll go, and well, the tush here prevents it from going backwards, but which is really unfortunate at the hips. The legs do go all the way around at the hips, though. Double knee joints on there. And the feet are on a hinged swivel joint, so they do go down and up, and of course all the way around. Overall, I really like this movie figure Thor. It's just very clean, a lot cleaner than the Iron Man 2 line of the previous year. And hopefully they do produce more in the line, because I would like to see a helmeted Thor. I haven't seen Wave 2 or any pictures of Wave 2, and I hope they have a helmeted Thor. That would really be uber cool. But this is my casual peek into the Thor, the Mighty Avenger, Sword Spike Thor. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Alright, Munchkin number 2, what do you think of this sword here?
I love it.
You love it? You want to see this?
Yeah.
Okay, watch. Doo! What do you think of that?
It's frozen.
Yeah? You like that?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.